Hey guys, how are you? Today we're going to, and we have Peppa and we have Finley, my little helpers today. Today we're going to pot up some seeds and we're going to get some microgreens started. We're in my garage, obviously. Just ignore what's behind me and all my mess. And we have the door open, so the lighting is probably a bit odd, but you know, we'll get through it. First, I want to talk about microgreens. Microgreens are basically plants that you catch at a very, very young age when they're just sprouts, okay? So basically you can use soil, or you can use these jute mats, which are a game changer for those that don't want the mess of all the soil. So we're actually going to try the jute today. I've never grown microgreens before, but I do love to buy them at the store, put them in smoothies and salads, and they're wonderful. So I got some jute mats. You want them in a bin with no holes in the bottom, okay? Because this is where they're gonna live, this is where you're gonna water them, and they need a place, thank you, where you can just water them without worrying about the water running all the way out, okay? So we're gonna start with those, and I have this mister, which is perfect for microgreens and the jute, because you don't plant the microgreens in the soil. They just lay on the top. And so then in order for them not to blow all over the place when you water them, you just use a mister and it just lightly gets everything moist. So what I'm gonna do, so it just mists it. Can I do one? Yeah. So I got some microgreens from Johnny's Seeds, a mild micro mix. Okay, honey, that's plenty. And a confetti mix. I have arugula microgreens from Gardener Supply and red Russian kale. Okay, I think we're good. So they're just, oh, Peppa's gonna put one on too. Okay, good. And we're just gonna sprinkle, sprinkle, sprinkle. Get a nice even layer if you can. Woo! That's what happens when I do it one-handed. So now you see how small they are. So when we just mist them, then that way they don't move all over the place. Okay, and then they just grow through this jute. You can put them right in a windowsill and they'll be just fine. You don't need to have a fancy light system or anything like that. The next one I'm gonna do is arugula. It's my husband's favorite for salads.
Can I place this?
Yep, go ahead. And then these also come with little domes too, because you want to trap. All right, honey, not too much. You just want to get it lightly wet, not drown it. Next, oh, I've got red Russian kale seeds all over the place. Oh, it's so funny. This is the arugula.
Mommy,
and they're a little red, Mommy, reddish brown.
They kind of look like gold fish food.
Does it? Oh. Just a little bit. And then, like I said, they can go in a windowsill or under grow lights as well. So I'm just going to put these off to the side. No, we're not going to do any more, but thank you. Okay, now we're going to do our vegetables.
Okay, got a vegetable.
And like I said in the other video, we're doing Proven Winners Fire and Away Hot and Heavy Peppers.
How about we put them in here?
Johnny Seeds basil, tomato big rainbow, tomato too tasty hybrid, hot pepper hot salsa blend, hybrid cherry tomatoes super sweet, Roma tomatoes, Garden Treasure tomatoes from Proven Winners, tomato mortgage lifter, Merlin hybrid cucumber, tricolor mini stuffing peppers, parsley, jalapenos, Walla Walla onions, red peppers, red sweet peppers,
Red sweet peppers.
candy onions, Rutgers tomatoes, Brandywine tomatoes. These are sweet pepper nocturnes. They're black in color, which is really interesting. They're from Baker Creek Heirloom Seeds, so I'm excited to try those. And then Green Globe artichokes.
Those are weird.
What are weird? Oh, okay. I've got Espoma's organic seed starting mix that I'm going to use to get my seeds going. Because we're doing our vegetables, I especially want it to be organic. Now, start pouring some water in here, all over it. So what you want to do with seed starting mix, because it's so light and fluffy, is you really want to moisten it, not drench it, but moisten it before you put your seeds in, because if you've ever tried to water down your seeds before you get it moist, all the water just kind of floats on the top and it's a big mess. It's much easier to use a large bowl and do this ahead of time, and then you can just spray your seeds like with the sprayer we just had, or even a water pitcher, and then the water will absorb much better.
Help me.
All right, now, excuse me.
I'm cleaning my hands. I'll put some in.
So now we're going to fill our cells. And then I'm just lightly tapping in each cell to make sure that if there's any air pockets or air holes, I'm getting those out. And then I also know if I need more soil in some of these cells, which I do. Before I get too far ahead, I want to do my plant markers. I get these plastic ones. I'm going to have to get some more this week. Rapid Clip plant labels. They're plastic. And if you use a garden marker, something that is better than a Sharpie, because a Sharpie will fade, these garden markers will not. Good. Now, according to Finley, we are doing the nocturne peppers first. So with each, it's kind of a rule of thumb that when you are planting or getting your seeds started, you put 2 seeds in each cell. In case one doesn't germinate, you have a good chance of having the other one germinate and start to grow on. So you just kind of put 2 seeds in here, poke them down a little bit, and then cover them with soil. So we're just going to keep doing that for 1 row. And the tricolor mini stuffing peppers. I can get a lot planted in one flat because unless I'm planning on giving plants away, I don't have a lot of room for all of them. But I've got a lot of flowers I want to put under grow lights, so I'm doing up a whole nother shelving system just for grow lights, just for flowers. So that will be the next video, is getting flowers under grow lights. So I'm excited for that. All right, the next one we're gonna do is Walla Walla onions. And I'm gonna do this whole row. Candy onions. These are black, so they're very difficult to see. So I have raised garden beds that I've been using for my vegetables. But this year, I'm also going to be utilizing a lot of large pots. But I'm going to give that a try so that I have more room for my summer squashes, my winter squashes, things like that that really need to be in a larger area. If you have space to put more pots out, maybe that's a great idea for some of these that we're growing here. All right, so now cucumbers, I know that you can direct seed them, but these ones I've never tried before. They're Merlin hybrids, and I love them because they're just a snacker size. They're only get about this big, and I want to try to grow them on inside and not try them out as seeds out in the landscape yet. So I'm going to try them inside, and then if they grow on really well and strong, then maybe I'll try them outside later on. Next one we're going to try is the Brandywine. I don't know about you, but every year is a little different with growing tomatoes and peppers for me. Normally they go gangbusters, but last year they really did not. Okay. So I roughly did 3 trays of each of these tomatoes. The only one I have left is Roma, and I don't want to start a whole nother one just for Roma. So I'm going to put it when I do my flowers. I pot up my flowers for under the grow lights. I will add the Roma tomatoes to it and the artichokes. Right now, until they sprout, I'm not going to put them on my self-watering containers. Once they start to sprout, I will put them on there so that it saves me from having to water every day. I can give it a couple of days because this whole well, you fill it up to the top and then you're good to go with watering your plants for several days. And then once they also start to grow on, and I will hit them once a week with the just some little fertilizer, a little bit of organic fertilizer. And it has directions on the back. This is from Espoma. It's all organic. Yeah, so you repeat every 2 to 4 weeks throughout the growing season. You want to put a little box fan that blows on your seedlings when they're about yay big, so that they kind of develop some strength in their stems, because once they go out into the landscape in the spring, at least here in Pennsylvania, we get a lot of wind, we get a lot of rain, and so they're going to be dealing with quite a bit. So the stronger that you can get them in their seedling form, the better off they'll be once they go outside. In the meantime, we are going to just spray them down, give them some more moisture, get them settled in to their little beds. And that's why these misters are really good for little seeds. So you don't want to dislodge those seedlings. Well, I'm going to need a bigger cover because these are pretty tall. Anyway, I hope you found this video helpful, and link down below. If you have any questions, please put them in there. I'd love to talk to you and hear about your experiences too. If there's other ways that you do this, let me know. So anyway, I hope you're having a great day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.